Brian, I might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, there's so much stuff here. All the notes, scripts, the Howard Stern show, my entire comedy career that intersected with so many people, such crazy everything. There's not a thing I could pick up around here that wouldn't be interesting. I could read my emails to and from Willie Nelson and everybody in show business. I mean, let's just put a camera in here and I promise you I can make it interesting. I'm sure. And if not, I'll just move to France and kill myself. I love you. Hope all's well.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Just Joking, episode 147. I am your host, Kevin Dombrowski, joined as always by our lovely producers. We have Joe, we have Andy on the show. We've got Brett, who refuses to be on camera with us, which is fine. I wouldn't, honestly, if I had a career and a real job, I would also not be on camera with us.
Clam Radio?
We are live. This just in from Clam Radio. No one is drunk for this show, surprisingly. We are live right now on the Shuli Network every Friday on youtube.com/the Shuli Network. You can check us out. You can check out old episodes of Just Joking audio only with all of your podcast favorites like Shuli. We have the Reverend Bob Levy's been on a few times. We have the boys from Are You Garbage? There he is right there. There he is on the show. Audio only. If we could find a way to move his mouth to the old episodes, I'll put those directly onto YouTube.
Oh. Andy can definitely do that. It's just a matter of time to make it happen.
That's what, you know what? We will end this series when that comes up. That'll be the last show that I do. I can promise you. And if you're in the chat wanting that to happen, it'll be next week. You can check out brand new Bonfire member Bobby Kelly and everyone's favorite Jim Florentine. Those are some old episodes you can look up in the old, catalog, if you will, audio only. That's available everywhere you download podcasts. Look into the Shuli Network or Just Joking to find those. Old clips will be on my YouTube. Listen, guys, I don't know if you're up on Twitter. If this is a good time to bring up, if you are listening right now, you can tune in live every Friday, typically at 2 p.m., unless a guest dictates otherwise, and we have no lives, so we accommodate. You can watch live. You can watch live on YouTube every Friday. Be a part of the chat. I don't even know what those initials mean. You can be a part of the chat and type live and take part in all of the nonsense that we do when we break down what's happening in the world by making fun of it. This is Just Joking. No interviews, no arguments, just jokes. It's been brought to my attention, boys, that my YouTube is severely lacking in numbers and content. So my response to this will be posting old clips of the Just Joking podcast up on my YouTube page starting next week. I'm going to try to post highlights of the new version of the show up on Twitter and all of social media at Kevin Dombrowski. We'll do those plugs at the end. You can see those. And then I'll put them up on my YouTube page, which will honestly probably collect 2 to 4 views as everything else on my YouTube page.
We're bringing the worlds together. We're talking like 8 or 10 views.
You've got a whole team now.
Yeah, we'll have a whole UN meeting on my YouTube page. We'll bring in at least 12 views. With your help, text 555
and views. Your guest is here, by the way. I didn't know when you want to bring him in, but he is backstage.
Oh, it's good. We'll bring him in right now. So you can check out those old clips on my new YouTube page and spreading COVID. You son of a bitch. Just jumping in and spreading your germs everywhere. I love that that's the first thing that got caught. You can check out that on my YouTube page this week, everybody. Joining us this week, if you saw the cold open, Jackie Martling was not Andy and Joe, put yourselves back on screen because I have to see your face for this. Jackie Martling is not able to join us this week because unfortunately he wrote down the wrong date in his calendar.
I saw that email. It was disappointing.
It was a little disappointing. He will be joining us March 31st. He's on the schedule at 2 p.m. Jackie the Joke Man Martling will be on, as well as Dave Landau coming up. Dave Landau's America's radio's greatest sidekick, to be honest. He'll be on the show, and that'll be a good one.
It was particularly disappointing because he bumped us to do In Hot Water.
It's not available on a Friday. That's how I know you're trying to hurt my feelings. But if you watch the video that he did,
Glam Radio.
If you watch the video that we just posted online, he sent that to me in an email, I think as a consolation of like, hey, I'm not blowing you guys off. He's been on the show before. If you want to check out previous episodes, that's also available in the audio only catalog, wherever you download podcasts. But as a consolation, Joe, I don't know if you saw the video, Joe Dombrowski, he sent, I think it was a pan out of his office that he does his podcast from with all of the Howard Stern notes and all this stuff. So he sent that as a consolation of like, look, I'm down to do the show again. I've got all of this stuff up to 10 cents. Good for you, Gino. Why don't you pay next time for that comment, you broke fuck? If he sent all of this content, his notes from the Howard Stern show, all of his stand-up, all of these stories is his emails with Willie Nelson. But if you guys noticed at the beginning, he addresses me as Brian instead of Kevin. And
I was wondering about that.
It might be my favorite thing anyone's ever done. Where they're like, look, I'm going to be good, right? I'll be good, Jessica. Whatever your name is, I'll be on the show. And this is especially for you. And I just caught the end where he goes, love you, hope all's well. I was like, oh, look at that, man. What a nice message. Jackie the Joke Man reaching out saying, I hope all's well and I love you. And then I went to the beginning and he fucking called me Brian.
I love you too, Brian. I love how the minute I popped on screen, the comments were like, where's Jackie? And the views just plummeted. So, that's cute. That was real cute. Thanks, everyone. So happy to be here. Thanks for your generosity.
I can't remember someone's name. I just call them babe or bro.
I'll take it. Right? I'll take both, depending, what you're feeling that day.
How would you?
Like how Jackie canceled and Kevin has to get someone with the same last name as him.
I got to go into the family pool, to be honest. He was the only one that would answer his phone last minute.
And the funny thing is actually I went to do a little bit of research and I typed in Kevin Dombrowski and all of my stuff came up. So
Brian didn't come up and pictures of Jackie and Brian didn't come up.
No, so sorry for your loss.
Please Photoshop some photos of Brian Dombrowski and Jack the Joke Man.
Our guests this week, filling in for the great Jackie, and honestly, I'm glad that you're here because this is great for both of us here. One, I get to have you back on the show, and all of your fans will hopefully watch this. Two, we get to push your brand new special coming out. If you are a fan of Just Joking or a fan of Joe Dombrowski, you would know he's been seen on Ellen and Good Morning America, multiple appearances. He's the host of the popular podcast Social Studies every week and your favorite online videos. You can catch him literally selling out around the country at a comedy club near you. We just performed together. We'll be back together in the fall. Unbelievable crowds, unbelievable show. Trust me when I say this, if you're a fan of stand-up, you want to go to this show. He will be filming his debut special March 18th at the Belasco Theater in Los Angeles. Get your tickets at MrD3.com.
Thank you.
The great Joe Dombrowski's on the show. Hey, bud, thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, we're a week out from the special taping. I just finished a bunch of shows in Toronto and had a panic attack as soon as they were done, and I emailed my agents. I'm like, get me 2 more bookings, please. 5 days later is the show. So I have more shows this weekend. And then it's go time. Shitting myself right now. Should be fun.
I really enjoyed watching how quickly that sold out. That the show, I clicked the link and I just kept refreshing just to see. I honestly just to feel bad about myself more so than to feel good about you. I just wanted to see how quickly a Dombrowski could sell out without having to sell out in the industry.
Yeah, it's a thing that we can do. It's crazy. That was wild though too, because I woke up in the I sent them a frantic email at night. I woke up in the morning and they're like, tickets are on sale. Here's the link. I posted the link, and like 2 hours later they were all gone. So I was like, oh, thank God, because that was my biggest fear. I was like, oh, it's literally 5 days until the show. Is this even worth it?
Sure.
I did need the ego boost. I will say I did need that, and it felt great. And now we're ready to rock.
Did I you and I had texted this week because if you are a fan of the show, you know I bought a house in the mountains in New Jersey, and I'm getting used to being an actual man. I'm coming from New York City, where I am like I'm a guy's guy, and then I'm a total bitch on my block out here. I am fresh as fish in my neighborhood, dude. I've got all the that's actually, if it floods up in the mountains because I'm by a lake, that's my lifeboat. That's the lifeguard at the lake house right there.
For sure. For sure.
If you're listening, it was just a picture of Gino Visconti passed out in some sort of boat filled with Budweiser. That looks like, honestly, FEMA would quit if they saw that at a flood. I think it would fold up the Red Cross.
That was the Fire Fest of boats, for sure.
The Fire Fest of Kinnelon, New Jersey. That's where we are.
We just bought a house too, and it's so funny. We're the youngest in our neighborhood by like 30 years, and all the neighbors are like, "You're my kid's age," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, your kid isn't living here. Like, what do you want me to say?"
I've got a woman named Gloria that lives across the street from me, and first off, she's more of a man than I'll ever be. Secondly, she is 875 years old.
Thought you were gonna say pounds.
No. I wish that was. That's actually why she lives up here. Is if she left, she would roll down and kill all the villagers in the valley.
Roll down. Cool. Canceled. Love it.
My other neighbor stopped me this week. I texted you because it's so funny. She goes, oh, I heard you were talking to one of our other neighbors. It was a great conversation. They were worried about having a New Yorker live in the neighborhood because you never know what you're gonna get with it. And then, and you guys move, you a lot of around, all this stuff. We feel lucky to have not such a city slicker. I was like, that's nice of you. And she goes, by the way, he looked you up on YouTube and he said, you're really fucking funny. And I was having a conversation with my son, the first conversation I had with her. She goes, oh, I told my son that you were a comedian. And he said, is he famous? And she said, if he was famous, do you think he would have bought that house? That was the story, which hurt twice, honestly. That was the first story. So then secondly, she goes, I was talking to my son again, and he goes, what's his name? And I said, Kevin Dombrowski. And he goes, you mean the Kevin Dombrowski? And I go, okay, you don't have to fuck with me directly to my face. And she goes, no, really? And she quoted one of my jokes on YouTube, and she was like, oh, he's like a fan of yours. And then the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, if you had just typed Dombrowski and stand up, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that she was just talking about Joe. And she's going to be like, I didn't know we had a gay neighbor living in this town. The quota just went up.
He's so nice to that woman friend he lives with. It's so cute how he takes
they
care
must
of her
have an
daughter.
arrangement going on.
Yeah, you're just
so
looking for your green card over here. I love
100%. I texted Joe, and I'm pretty sure my neighbor's just a fan of you. But I'm going to live it up. I'm going to pretend. I'll play the whole act, dude. I'll leave town when you're supposed to be filming your special, and then I'll come back and I'll say I just filmed in LA. I don't know shit.
Honestly,
I'll do it all.
Take the clout, babe. You can have honestly, you can the craziest stuff with it. Who wants this life? I don't know.
No kidding.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'll tell you who has a real tough life going on right now. So jumping into the stories, you've been on the show.
Yeah,
we do
I'm so excited to hear what you have.
Just to bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. A couple headlines just to bullshit, get us talking, doing what comics do. No interviews, no arguments, just jokes here. So the biggest news going on in the area right now, my wife just texted me, but I hope she Google says, if Gloria has a computer and can get it online, I will apologize personally to her. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll be kicked out of this neighborhood very shortly.
You already are. You don't know.
Yeah. The biggest news in the New York area is Aaron Rodgers might become a New York shit. But that's
right,
not what we're
because
going
way
to
to
focus on. We're
play
gonna
your
focus on-
audience today.
no kidding.
Joe's on the podcast. Let's talk about foot sports.
Yeah, let's talk about balls.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. The biggest, I think, for my money, the biggest NFL news right now is Jackson Mahomes, who is the brother of Patrick Mahomes. Listen to this. Has been accused of assault and forcibly kissing the owner of a bar.
Wow. Now, was this on tape? Because I did recently watch a tape of like a. Yeah, I did see it.
This is Joe. First off, I heard this on the radio that he got into a confrontation with a couple dudes at a bar. I think it's in Kansas City. Is where the bar is. So he gets into a fight, probably over how good Patrick Mahomes is, because I'm sure all the fights my brother get into are how good of a stand-up comic Kevin Dombrowski is.
For sure.
So Jackson Mahomes starts fighting these people at the bar, and then he gets restrained by the bar owner, who is the female, and his response is to forcibly kiss her. Now, I've heard when you get into a fight with a pit bull or a pit bull attacks you, not the singer pit bull, although this might actually work. If a pit bull attacks you, you're supposed to stick a finger in that dog's asshole, and that's to get away from it.
A bit? That's a bit?
No, that's real.
No, not stick your finger in its asshole. Can I tell you what my dog did this morning? So sorry.
Did it stick its finger in your asshole?
Kevin, great.
Go on.
Great. The toilet got backed up, unbeknownst to us, because someone in this house took a shit and it got backed up and didn't know it anymore, right? Mm-hmm. We came back to our dog, shit all over the bathroom floor, mouthful of shit, literally ate shit from the toilet. And I was on a call. Morgan came in this room frantic. I was like, gotta go. He's like, you need to mop with bleach immediately. He's like, and I will not pet the dog today.
Which one of you does that take after?
What? The dog?
Just eating the shit. Which one?
Oh, both of us. We're gay. That's our culture. That's what we do.
Is that how your dog came out? He just had a turd just rubbed across him?
He's like, Dad, I have something to say. I identify as a Shar-Pei, okay?
It's I had a friend who told me a story one time where this feels like one of those stories that's kind of passed down from generation to generation.
You tell.
And he was from New Jersey, and he drove into the city, and he picked up this girl at a bar. Mm-hmm. And he went back to her place, and they're hooking up, and girl takes out a string of anal beads, and he goes,
anal beads.
He goes, it's similar to pulling a lamp, turning a lamp on. So
similar to the necklace you used to wear to a Blink-182 concert.
Sure, we worked together. Yeah. That was how I got on the show. So
fantastic.
She pulls it out, and he goes, "I'm not drunk enough for that." And she goes, "No, it's for me." And he goes, "Oh, okay, game on." So she shoves him up there. As far as I understand, I've never seen it happen, but anal and beads, my guess is she shoved the beads up her anus. And so they're hooking up, and then she puts his hand around the back, and she goes, "Rip it out like you're starting a lawnmower."
Ooh, that does not sound pleasant.
No. So he Texas Chainsaw massacres her, right? Starts the power engine. And she proceeds to shit. I've messed up the story. It was for him.
Yeah.
Okay. So she pulls out the beads. He thinks she's going to do it. That's what happened. But she convinces him to put them up. That's what happened. Yes. Now that I'm remembering the story. So she goes around, pulls those beads out, right? He proceeds to shit all over the bed. This is where I get the story wrong. He proceeds to shit all over the bed. He runs out of the room in the bathroom, shit all over her apartment. He's like, I've totally fucked this up. I don't know how I'm going to redeem myself. And he's like, I got to just sneak out. So he cleans himself up, comes out of the bathroom, and he thinks she's going to be disgusted. He looks in. She's rolling around.
No. I can't. Honestly, Like that's where I pull the limit. There's this. Okay, I live in Seattle.
Do you know what the catchphrase was? Do you know what the catchphrase was?
Please tell me.
She's rolling around screaming, "Fuck me in the shit."
No. No. Pause. Here in Seattle, there's like, no, it's Seattle. Okay, this is like a different world, and there's like no this shaming, no that shaming, and then there's no kink shaming, which I didn't hear until I lived here. No kink shaming. I'm sorry. Actually, yes, kink shaming. If shit is your kink, you need to be shamed. That like E. coli in the brown eye. Absolutely not. Your kink shall be shamed.
Sure.
Can't handle it, Kev.
It's too much for me. What I love about this,
that's the shit, Kevin. What?
That's actually going to be available on our merch at my live shows now. It's going to be just joking, fuck me in the shit.
Good for you. Good for you.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Shit, right there. So if you
off to a great start in the first 20 minutes of
this theater is selling out. Gino Pisconti in the live chat says, "Good one, Dombrowski." Look, we're trying to remember on the fly. This isn't recorded anymore. This is all live.
Playing radio.
Gene, I know I told you I'd never tell that story, but I had to. So this is what I love is you're supposed to finger a dog to get it to let you go.
That's wild.
Yes. This guy, Patrick Mahomes' brother, I forget what his name is. Joe, what's his name again?
It's Mahomes.
But Jackson Mahomes. Mahomes, his idea to get them to stop dragging him out of a bar is to turn and make out with the female, forcibly make out with female bar owner. Is that? Oh,
yeah,
the footage right there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, dude. Like, what in the Spider-Man remake is this? Like that from the backside neck grab. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah, and also look at his face. You could tell he lost the genetic pool with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, this guy has zero football talent. You can tell just from his face. It's like Steph Curry is gorgeous. Steph Curry looks like someone tried to do a caricature of Steph Curry.
And this picture alone just shows that he's like relishing in his brother's footsteps. He's like, my brother's famous, and that's my claim to fame.
Right. His brother won the Super Bowl, and then he stole someone's baby to run on the field and celebrate with. That's the sports equivalent. I love that, dude. So he gets into a fight. He goes, "Fuck you guys, I'm leaving," and then he kisses someone on the way out, like a movie. It's a movie. It's when you knock the guy out and then you get the girl. This guy was like, all right, I knocked the guy out. Now what's my next move? Like, grab the bar owner by the neck and forcibly kiss her from behind.
But also, she didn't look like she cared. I mean, I guess you don't really know, but she was kind of like, I think she was fully bewildered and she's just laughing it off. Like, this just like, you thought that was the moment. You thought that was it. I don't know about you.
Right. Do you think maybe she thought that was... Do you think maybe she thought that was Patrick Mahomes? Do you think there's a chance?
Kevin, did you see them next to each other? Absolutely not. No chance. No
chance.
She
could probably feel from behind the ugly. Maybe that's what happened. You know how when you swim with sharks, you're supposed to tickle under its chin or its nose and it mesmerizes them?
I don't know what version of National Geographic you're reading, but I don't think you're right. You're supposed to shoot it.
Joe and Andy, is there not something where you're supposed to turn a shark over on its back and it stuns them?
I'm pretty sure that's what you do. Yeah, if a shark's attacking you, flip it on its back and rub its belly.
Right. So my point being here.
It's like if you're doing research and you have the right equipment and you need it to settle down so you can tag it, flip it on its belly and then pop the little thing in its asshole. But if it's attacking you, no. If it's punch it in the nose and gouge its eyes.
True.
That's right.
Yeah.
Start your
part-
doesn't play around.
What part of Key West did that person write this in from? Because I do not
He doesn't
know.
live far from Key West. Wow, on the nose, Mr. Dombrowski.
I don't know nothing about that. Nothing
No.
about poking no eyes.
No. I agree with Joe. You're supposed to put something in its asshole, and that gets a shark to actually bite you. It's the opposite of a pit bull. It's if you finger a shark in the water. I think this is the move. Look, it's no surprise here. Joe Dombrowski and I are very opposite Dombrowskis, okay? We've lived very opposite lives. I'm going to go ahead and state on record, if you physically assault someone in a bar, the way to get out of it is by sexually assaulting the bar owner from behind. I think that's the logic. Yeah, the bar owner. It's got to be your bar. It's got to be the bar owner. You sexually assault her from behind, and then you leave. And do you know why? Because in a court of law, when you are on a crime spree, they only charge you with the top account. So if you were to punch someone, steal a car, and then set someone's house on fire, you would only be an arsonist, technically.
What if you turn them around and rub them in the belly? The charge
and stick your finger in their asshole.
I don't know what causes more trouble, setting their house on fire or sexually assaulting them from behind. I'm not sure which one.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to act like I didn't hear that.
Speaking
I have a question, Kevin. Further differences between the Dombrowskis here. Do you think Joe's career is going better because of his superior Wi-Fi signal?
You know, I think that's a fucking low blow, if you ask me. I would like to tell everyone in the chat.
Kevin, are you?
Shut up.
Is he there?
If you saw what the first episode was from New Orleans, I got kicked out of my own first show. And we had Scott C's on from Cocaine Bear, and I came back on the show and Scott was just plugging the movie by himself.
Wow.
So you guys are
hashtag professionalism.
100%. We'll do it on the fly. We'll get better. I'm getting better. If you guys aren't privy to the private chat, I've already been sent a link to a USB Ethernet adapter for me. I've got the Wi-Fi as close to my laptop as it can humanly be.
I love how you use the word privy and I'm the gay one. Like that was a moment. That was a moment that you had. Honestly, bisexual at the least.
We'll see.
I got to tell the fans this. I got to tell your fans. Okay, Kevin and I are doing a show and we're backstage, right? And I dropped like buffalo sauce or something on my crotch of my pants. So then I spilled a little bit more. Like Kevin and I are at like full eye contact having a conversation. I dumped some water on my crotch and I'm just like trying to rub it out. And it just stops talking. He goes, so is this like something you do with your openers or like, dude, I lost it. That was so quick and so funny. I've told so many people about that. That was hysterical.
Well, I didn't know.
It was so weird. I was just like, uh-huh.
Bobby Fran said, which one is the gay Dombrowski?
I saw that. I love that.
Both of us.
I love that.
Just in different ways. You know what I mean? Which one's the gayer Dombrowski? Joe Dombrowski is the healthy gay. I am the one.
Yeah. One of us is the gayest and the other one actually does butt stuff. So that's however you guys interpret this.
Should we call our podcast that the gay one and then butt stuff?
No, but I do have to tell them this. If you, Kevin, also invented this, if we ever had a podcast together, it would be called Double D's. That's so good.
It would be Double D's. Or I'm going to name this episode, what was the one they said? 23andD?
23.
I'm going to name it 23andD. Because we are, I mean, it's spelled exactly the same. We are most likely related to each other. And that's just because we're both gay. But beyond that, we've got the same family members. This is a good time to, I forgot the...
You're channeling Barry DiStefano with all this. I love it.
I honestly do not care at all about my career or this show. And so wherever people want to take it is fine with me. This show that's a great segue, Joe, by the way. This show is brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. We have our very own buffalo sauce, which you can pour on your crotch. and rub
Dump
out
water
in
out
front
of
of
Rob.
anyone you either perform with. You can hang out with them. There it is right
Yeah.
there. The just joking, very serious buffalo sauce. That's
Better if you rub it like a full hand rub.
Sure.
Really gets it. Really
Sure.
soak those chili peppers deep in that labia majora.
Yeah, squirt out that hotness.
Not squirt. I hate us.
You got to pour it on your crotch, and then you got to say, "Try my sauce."
Hell yeah.
Promo.
Cute.
Promo code just joking at SoakCityHotSauce.com. And actually, you could save 50% on your order. You'll get a free bottle of hot sauce and some stickers. We thank Silk City Hot Sauce for making the leap with us in the Shuli Network. From one creep to another now, Tiger Woods is back in the news.
Honestly, he is. He is. Come on, lay it on the people. Let's go.
I love this guy. I really, Andy, do you want to come in for this? Because you had some loving thoughts on this. I thought Tiger Woods was the greatest before. He's made the leap from greatest golfer to maybe greatest guy. Tiger Woods' ex, can we zoom in on that a little bit? Tiger Woods' ex is alleging, let's see what the headline is there, is alleging that he tricked her into thinking that they were going on vacation before finding out that she had been dumped and kicked out of their house.
He's the best. If we didn't love him before, we gotta love him now.
100%. Also, you can watch his evolution as a man in the fact that he's learning. Last time he tried to leave the house and he hit a tree and his wife swung a golf club at his car window. This time he's like, I get it. I get you. We're going on vacation, and then shut the door behind him and then lock the door. How long do you think she sat there before she was like, should I call the Uber?
Yeah. I don't think she took the vacation either, did she?
Oh, I think she's on permanent vacation, to be honest. I don't think she'll be going home anytime soon. Joe, what's the best way you've ever broken up with someone?
The best way, I was never really good at that because mainly, I just didn't. I was very uncouth. Like I had very lows. I was a very on to the next one in my 20s. I mean, look at me. I never had a problem dating. What are you asking me?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I was never an ass. Like I never played trickery or tomfoolery.
Sure. You were never an ass. You just provided it.
100.
The best way.
Andy, what about you? What's your best breakup?
Oh, my best breakup. I guess the one I can remember was an 8.5-year relationship.
Oof.
And I decided to put it on her. I sat her down and I said, "You don't like me anymore, do you?" And then she actually started to think about it. We broke up. She went to her mom's, and I called into the Miserable Men radio show and talked about it later.
Kevin, I remembered one. It was a good one.
Go for it.
I broke up with this guy, and I literally was like, I'm just not in. Like, I'm just really not into this. Like I thought I was gonna be, and would not take that as an answer. He's like, no, really, what is it? I'm like, honestly, like I just like not into it. Like we're done, right? Ran into him maybe about a year later at the bar, and he came up to me and he goes, "I hope you're doing well." I'm like, "Have you checked the internet?" I am. And he goes, "Well, I leave tomorrow for Taiwan." And I was like, "Okay, great." And then proceeded to like speak Taiwanese at me, like to show off that he had just been learning it. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but you should go sooner. You should leave even faster.
Yeah. You know what it meant in Taiwan? He's like, Andy's a really shitty lover.
Yeah.
That's what it meant. He was like, the more I think about it, the more I don't like him.
Yeah, it was. And it was literally in that moment I was like, I made the right choice.
I have the best. I was working in music before I was a comic, and I met someone. It was like some meeting or something at Chili's, which shows you how successful a company I worked for was. And I thought the waitress was cute. So it was Chevy's, actually. It was a Mexican restaurant. And I had asked for her number. And it was like that Seinfeld episode where she's attractive in one lighting, and then you see her in another, and you're like, I've made such a terrible mistake. I walked up and she was already drunk at the bar talking to the bartender. She had like a self-help book on the bar. And I walked into a conversation where she said, and that's why I can't trust men. And the bartender saw me coming up and he went like this. He gave me that look and walked away. And I went, fuck.
Were you already committed to the cause?
I was already there. She saw me. Dude, I have zero recollection of walking up and going on the date until the very end. I must have blocked the whole thing out. What I do remember is I was like, oh, I've got a really early morning. You know, I should get back to my car. So she drives me to my car. I parked like off some parking lot or whatever. So she drives me to the car and you can tell that she just wants to go for it. And I'm like, I am the least attracted to this person. And I was like, all right, well, it's getting late. Oh, it was my car. I drove her because I was in the steering room. And I go, well, here's your car. And she went, all right, well, I had a good time. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then she was like, we should do this again. I was like, yeah, definitely. And then she just sat there and we were silent for like 3 seconds. And I'm like, oh, I got an early morning. And I stretched and I closed my eyes. And then I kept my eyes closed until she got out of the car. And I didn't say anything at all. I basically just pretended I was asleep until she got out of the car. And then that's how I came out of the closet.
And then she tweeted yesterday, I'm pretty sure I almost hooked up with someone who lives in their car.
Yeah, she said, I'm a big fan of that guy, Joe Dombrowski.
I love it.
Look, I don't think, Tiger, that's got to be the best way for him to avoid controversy is just changing the locks at this point. Because, he's a notorious tomcat. He slept with all these waitresses and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Notorious tomcat? Did we just channel back to 1955? How did that just so naturally fly out of your throat? He's a notorious tomcat. Kevin,
we talk about it in our...
What year is it?
I live in the mountains.
That's insane, dude.
We cover it in our weekly heterosexual meetings. You wouldn't understand. We cover Tomcat. We cover Where's My Dinner? What else do we do?
Oh God.
We cover I'm Gonna Be Late, Don't Wait Up. That's another thing that we cover. You should check it out sometime.
I know that one.
This is great because I'm pretty sure Tiger Woods would have slept with that Chevy waitress. This dude can't have sex without something like that coming up. So
without controversy, yeah.
I'm sure at this point, yes, the best way for him to break up is just to change the locks and hope for the best. This is where it took a turn. Is she's now going to all these outlets that he tricked me into going on vacation. This is very similar to when Derek Jeter used to sleep with women and then send them home in a limo the next day with the gift bag of Derek Jeter memorabilia. This is very, very similar to that. And yes, he gave the same woman 2 of the same gift bags, and that's how the story leaked.
Ooh. Ooh. Like they were ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-packed.
I'm sure he's got it buffet style, and he's like, help yourself to a gift bag on your way out.
Not buffet style. Wow.
There's a butler with white gloves that just hands a Derek Jeter gift bag, and then she walks out. I'm going to start handing out, after I sleep with my wife, I'm going to hand her Joe Dombrowski merch. I'm going to say, feel free to help yourself to one of those fans to cool down, mainly because I've been weighing you down on top of you and sweating on your face. So feel free to help yourself. What is Leo Gunn says, when is Silk City releasing Gino's Dubra vodka sauce? Jesus Christ. Dubra vodka apparently is a very high potency, for my money, shitty vodka. But there will be a vodka sauce coming out soon. I can almost guarantee you. And I'll put it on Aunt Olga's pasta. A little bit for the old fans of the show here. Moving on to lying. This guy, this is a story we didn't get to last week. This guy is my absolute favorite politician that's ever lived.
Oh, honestly, I want to say same, but he's my favorite to hate, I feel.
Yes. So George Santos, is now
just ripping the headlines.
This guy said he graduated from 2 or 3 different Ivy League schools that he did not graduate from. He listed all of these hedge funds and very high profile jobs that were easy to actually research. Did not work at any of those. Got elected either to Senate or Congress. I forget which one. From Long Island. He's a Republican. And then it comes out that he made up all of that. And he made up all of that to get votes. And it worked. And he got the votes. And then both sides were like, this is really fucked up. You tricked people into voting for you. You should resign. And then he goes ahead and says, I'm not going to resign. Not only that, I'm going to continue to keep lying about everything that I'm doing. Look, if you're a fan of Donald Trump because you think that he turned politics on its head and he made all the corruption transparent.
Makes it look like peasants change.
100%. This guy, Donald Trump, he makes Donald Trump look like a wiffle ball player. And this guy is the Babe Ruth of politics and corruption. This motherfucker said stuff like his mom died from 9/11 related cancer.
Yeah.
From being near ground zero. His mom was in Cuba until 2003, and then she didn't even die from cancer. It's the greatest thing.
He is the Elizabeth Holmes of politics. Listen to this. Did you see the headline before this one? Like what the controversy was maybe like a month ago?
Yes, I did, but go on.
So he's very, very right-winged, very anti-trans, very like trying to pass like anti-trans laws, is definitely one of those like, let's end drag, right? And then these videos and photos surface of him doing drag back in whatever where is he from? Is he Cuban?
He's got to be from Cuba, I think.
Yeah,
I think he's Brazilian.
Brazilian.
Brazilian,
It was Brazil. Okay. It was Brazil, and all these videos of him in full drag show up. And the thing is the drag was so bad that you can see it's him. You're like, girl, it's you. Like that's you. Like there's no mask in that brick face with no contour, baby. So then last week, this drag queen in Los Angeles named Meatball did a full performance as George Santos in drag and came out as George Santos in what he looks like there. Legit looked like him too. And then ripped off the suit and was in the outfit that he was wearing when he was in drag in Brazil. Genius.
I love it.
Yes. Watch the clip. It's so funny. Like that's honestly, that's clever thinking. Like that's a good brain.
100%. What I love about him is if you never saw him in women's clothes, you would know he does drag.
100%. Literally looks like a lesbian at their wedding in his daily outfit. Look at that. Right there. Right there. Lesbian wedding. Tell me it's not. I literally, if I was the interviewer, I'd say, George Santos, what is the name of your softball league? Like, look at it. Like, spot the lie. I love lesbian culture because I am a lesbian, but this is literally the height of I got a fast car. I got to take it to whatever.
For the record, I also love lesbian culture. It's the only videos I watch. This guy definitely looks like he's scheduling all of his employees at Home Depot.
1 million. You know what this is? This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
Look at his eyebrows, dude.
Just
look at his eyebrows.
Sharpie right on that face. And I hate to make fun of the way he looks, but literally, at least make your contour match your natural complexion.
Yes.
What is this? Look at those filler, those hot dog ass lips. What's happening, girl? Just tell us the truth. That you have a little Vietnamese boy stuck in your apartment that you plow down every night. It's not a lie.
Oh, yeah.
Just be yourself. Honestly, just be yourself.
He looks like, you ever see one of those videos where it's like a meth addict that does makeup to like a hot girl, and it's like, that's what George Santos looks like the after of like some like country moonshining method. It's like, this is how I become a politician.
I have no more to say because you nailed it. Like, literally, that is it. And those are great videos.
Those are very fun videos.
Like, those no teeth, mathed out, like, holes in the face. And then they do a full beat, and it's like you're ready for a pageant.
Yeah.
Those videos are nuts. Dude.
That's actually, I'm going to do one of those getting ready for this show. You're going to see what I look like before the show, because this is this is the glow up.
This is the glow up. What I'm looking at is the glow up?
Yes, yes.
Oh. All right, cool.
What you were rubbing your hot sauce to in the green room was the glow down.
That was the glow down. And I was into that. So here we go.
My favorite part of this is the headline is George Santos admits that he's a terrible liar to Piers Morgan. This is exactly like Eric Adams. And look, I know you guys, some of you in the chat were calling me Dave Smith last week because we covered some politics. Your audio is good, Joe. So we covered some politics, and but this is hilarious. I don't care if you're a left wing, a right wing, if you're an independent, if you're a libertarian or a drag queen. This guy admitting that he's a bad liar. Corn Pop sent a sticker. Thanks, buddy, for the $1.99 donation. I'm dead, ain't I? You might be, to be honest. Joe, we give you the 99 cents and we'll keep the one. So just in case the theater doesn't sell out for your special.
Thank you.
George Santos admitting he's a terrible liar is like Eric Adams, the New York City mayor. He appointed his brother, who's like a valet driver, head of security, completely unqualified, and his pay was $500,000 or something like that a year. And then simultaneously, everyone went, "What are you doing?" And then he goes, "All right, you got me." And he demoted him and then lowered his pay. It's the greatest thing. He goes, "I'm going to do this." And then everyone goes, "No, we're not." And he goes, all right, I'm not going to do that.
Fully. It's headlines that honestly, unfortunately, make superstars. Because people like this end up getting their own reality show spinoffs, such as, did you hear that Anna Delvey is getting a reality show?
Who is Anna Delvey?
Oh, stop. First of all, you're too straight. Leave my podcast.
Can you say that one more time? Can you look at me and say you're too straight? Because I've been waiting for my father to say that to me for years. Just
honestly,
do it.
I did give up lying this year. So no, but listen, Anna Delvey, she conned all those rich people into she was going to open a social club in New York and like con them into giving her like didn't have a cent. Said she was like this German heiress. There was a Netflix documentary.
What didn't she go to Mar-a-Lago too or something like that?
Yeah, and couldn't get in because So anyway, went to prison, like did the time, and now is getting a reality show. Also, Elizabeth Holmes is in the headline this week too because she keeps getting her court date pushed back because she's pulling all this bullshit stuff. She's like, "Oh, I gotta be with my kid. I gotta blah 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 blah," and they're giving her more time. Meanwhile, she's living in this multi-million-dollar mansion in the hills, and it's like, when are people gonna wake the fuck up, dude? I can't handle stupid. Really, I can't.
No, obviously, if you really care, it truly bothers you. What I love about Elizabeth Holmes is she got knocked up while on the stand. Yeah, intentionally thinking that's going to help her. Like Elizabeth Holmes.
And it did. It bought her time. There's no denying that.
Let's be honest here. Elizabeth Holmes' baby is Cosby's cloudy eye. It's the exact same thing. Cosby did not have cataracts before he was on trial. And then he shows up and he's like Storm from the fucking X-Men walking into the courtroom, just controlling the fucking weather and liquid in the room.
Okay. I don't know what other headlines you have for this week, but honestly, fuck them because I have the best one.
Go.
Did you see on Twitter who had the audacity to give their 10 cents, 2 cents on the Murdaugh trials? Did you see who made a video?
Can I guess? Was it OJ?
It was OJ. I was literally like, and he started the video, Kevin, like this. People keep asking me what I think about this trial. Like, I don't know why they think I know anything about it. And he was dead serious. And I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Did he start the video like this?
There it is. Oh my God, here it is.
Shuli, a whole lot of people asking me what I think about this stuff. I don't know why they think I'm an expert.
Joe, pause it. Joe, pause it. He's starting this video the same way he starts his NFL videos, where he goes, oh, here's what I think about, hey, Twitter Will, here's what I think about the MVP of the, of the thing. He goes, a lot of people keep asking me what I think about murder. I don't know why they think I'm the king of murder. I don't know why they think I would know about stabbing people.
It's on B, and then he goes on and on to talk about, you don't have to play it, but he goes on and on about how, this guy's clearly lying. We've caught him lying about this, and this. So I don't know why we keep believing him. And I'm like, yeah. What?
Was he reading a book at the end that just says Uncle Rico in Miami just donated 99 cents. Thank you. No comment at all. That's honestly, that's one of the nicest comments the show's gotten. Just sent 99 cents to us. The best it would be if he was reading a book that said, if I did it, here's how I did the Murdaugh murders. I'm not saying I did it, but if I did, it would be with my son after getting drunk.
Stop giving him good ideas.
Dude, I cannot. Honestly, it would be like Cosby becoming like a sommelier. It would. I mean, what else?
Are you a wine person by chance?
I am a wine person, actually.
Okay, so a friend of a friend. Do you know Steve Fury, the comic Steve Fury?
I think so.
His stepsister was a fan of mine, and he asked if she could come backstage after the show. I was like, absolutely, because he's a Sacramento boy, and my shows are in Sacramento. I'm like, for sure, bring her back. She comes back, sweet as pie. Her friends are fucking awesome. One of her friends is a Sam, and I was like, oh, you're a Sam? I love a Chianti. And apparently, that's like the most basic white bitch thing to say. And I want to sit here and say, I defend my basic white bitch Chianti loving ass.
I don't think that's the basic. That's what you have when you eat a basic white bitch.
Honestly, in the room, I felt like I said I love a Chianti, but the reactions were as if I said, have you ever heard of Pinot Grigio? Like, that's what the reactions were.
You didn't say some Farva beans with a nice bottle of Chianti?
Honestly, I did it.
No, but also, by the way, I think that you should be like an honorary Som just because your audience is either I mean, not middle-aged, but maybe middle-aged women, wine drinking women, and teachers are like your huge audience. The best is if you go to a Joe Dombrowski show, order your White Claw and your white wine early because it most likely will sell out.
This isn't a bit, by the way. This isn't an exaggeration. Depending on where the show is geographically, I will sell the bar out of either white wine or White Claw, and that's a damn fact. That's how my fans turn up. It is basic, like Uggs wearing hose, and I am obsessed with them. Because I identify as that.
Right. Want to thank Uncle Rico Miami and Corn Pop for sending in some super chats. Thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
If you are listening to this audio version, tune in live every Friday on the Shuli Network to take part in the chat and tell us what wine you drink while eating white bitches off of bath salts in Miami. I love this, dude. I love George Santos admitting he's a full liar. Thank you, Stormy. First time tuning into the show. Really
Stormy
enjoying.
Daniels, we love you.
Have you another story we didn't get to last week, but bears a connection here is Kayla Lemieux, the Canadian teacher with the size Z prosthetic tits.
My God. Honestly, this is worthy of an entire hour that I don't have time for. But please enlighten the people on this fucking buffoonery that is going on here. Almost cuts off her goddamn titty in a shop class in front of the kids.
Dude, I think so. Here's the thing: is like there's been shows that have covered this. I think Giannis Pappas was on the Joe Rogan Experience and did make a good point that Kayla was walking around and does look like Tim Dillon without the tits, just walking around on the street normally. So Kayla is a shop teacher. Now, when I say this, I mean this in no hateful way, and I'm not whatever. If you're one of those guys, I'm not pandering here. I'm trying to say it the correct way to get the story correct. This person is not claiming to be trans. And I don't say that as if like trans isn't a thing or is a thing. Whatever your version of how you feel about this, go for it.
That is her?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, wait, pause. So, like, as they live their life, or those are like actual tits inside their boobs that they live as? They live as this man?
They live as that man.
No. That's not true. Tell me you're lying.
This person that claims to be a trans woman, is a shop teacher with size Z prosthetic tits, is actually this dude that just walks around.
Tits.
You have to go to youtube.com/Shuli Network and watch the show to see the tits on this shop teacher.
Genius. The ultimate troll.
100%. That's what it seems like.
Would fight it.
Seems like this guy was claiming to be trans and wearing prosthetic tits to be like, look, I can do what I want. Stop shaming me. I'm going to live my truth. And everyone was like, shame on you for shaming this guy or this just trans woman. And then was photographed probably by detectives as a normal guy just walking around without the prosthetic tits on. Seemingly the ultimate fucking troll of society.
100.
You have to give props to this dude. This is the greatest fucking this is the Kaiser Sose of Z level prosthetic tits. Is your feet just dudes being bros, your feet just going forward and walking normally, and you take the tits off, and then you get into a convertible with a hot chick and you drive off, and that's how the usual suspects end. It's the greatest con I've ever seen. This person needs to be a hero.
Can he be our first guest on Double D's?
Boom! We should do that.
100.
We should try to reach out. I mean, we cover all the bases here, right? We've got heterosexual, looking like I stormed the Capitol, and then you've got the other side of the spectrum on there.
But this is Canadian, by the way, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So we don't really. This is some Saskatchewan ass shit. I can't even digest it. Kayla.
It's the fucking greatest thing. I love this.
Wow.
I love that.
There it is.
This person was out just walking around normally.
I don't know words.
I love this. Did you see this thing? I guess it was the 2022 Word of the Year. I didn't see this. I heard this on the news while I was driving around. What else is in the news? Did you guys hear this? Did you hear this in the news lately? In the news this week? What is it? Goblin mode is like this new fad that everyone's doing with dating. Do you know anything about this?
No, and I'm horrified.
So goblin mode is putting your worst foot forward on the first date. So showing up unshowered, unkempt, all of this shit that you try to hide from people when you trick them into either dating you or marrying you, if you're me, and then you reveal after the paper's been signed and there's no prenup, so I'm entitled to half of my wife's earnings. All of this shit that you hide to secure the bag, you put out right away. You put that shit forward and say, this is who I am. Take me as I am. Dude, I mean, isn't this just where society's going of like, I'm going to be the person that I am, and you're not going to shame me. I'm going to have size Z tits, and I'm going to teach a wood shop in Canada. Now, fuck showering. Fuck making yourself look good. Just go out. Boom! Just go all out and do it, baby.
Do you know the phrase Adam Sandlering?
I didn't know it was a verb.
Yeah, I did. I verbed it. Apparently, the high schools, when they have like themed days, one of the days is Adam Sandler Day. And you would think that would be like dress up like him in one of the movies. No, it just means a person who has a bunch of money but dresses like when we were in high school, we would call it like scrubbing. Like I'm scrubbing to work. I'm just wearing like sweatpants and a crew neck or whatever. But yeah, Adam Sandler. They call it Adam Sandlering.
That's great. I thought it was putting all of your friends in movies that they're not qualified for.
It is also that. It is also that.
Speaking of Goblin mode, this is great. Gene Hackman is out on the town. 93 years old, Gene Hackman. And the reason I'm including this is because of the headline, purely alone with the picture. Reclusive Gene Hackman, 93, looks fit in first sighting in years. Joe, go ahead and scroll down if you can, if there's a picture there. Joe, Gene Hackman looking fit. That guy's looking fit with his scoliosis.
What's up with that right hand? Do you see that?
I do. Is it gripped around something? Could you zoom in on that? What's that? What's he doing there?
God, is this what it comes to?
This is 100% what it comes to.
Gravity's real, my man.
It's so okay. So then, would you guys call Joe Biden fit?
Truly,
in no sense of the word.
No, this guy.
Joe Biden's ripped. What are you talking about?
Compared to this guy,
shredded. Joe Biden is shredded. That's Daddy Biden. I'm done.
His mind is shredded.
Kick me off the podcast. And then you know what? Just scarfing down health food while they're at it too.
He looks like The Last of Us. Figured out how to stop eating humans, and he just started driving a pickup around town. Gene Hackman looks like, I was just in New Orleans last week. If you guys didn't know from my spotty internet connection, he looks like he just walked out of one of the above ground tombs that they bury people in. And he was like, where did I park my car?
Wow. Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's amazing.
And the years start coming, and they don't stop coming.
Did you see I tweeted that yesterday? My daughter's been watching Shrek constantly.
Oh, Smash Mouth! I did see you.
Oh my God, dude! My daughter requested Smash Mouth 20 fucking times in the car, and I thought about smashing our car into a fucking rock just to get it to stop.
You need to highlight those, by the way, on Instagram.
Yeah,
you always post them. I just want to I would literally just go through all the shit your daughter has said. You're welcome, by the way. That's a great idea.
Honestly, anything to sell at this point. In trouble right now. Speaking of old and decrepit, Donald Glover is saying that Chevy Chase called him the N-word.
I heard about
N-word
this
on set. That's
on
crazy.
Set of Community, right?
Was it in Community? I didn't see. All I saw was the headline, and I was like, well, this is good for the show.
Good. Listen, good old Childish Gambino has nothing good to say about this man, and other cast members of Community back it up. Apparently he threw a fucking tantrum multiple occasions.
Well, he's never had a really good reputation.
Is that right?
Yeah, like people on SNL were like, he's a fucking dick. Him and Bill Murray got into a fist fight backstage at SNL.
Yes.
But look, I love Bill Murray, but he's also kind of a dick too.
That's actually pretty
just
funny.
Like that. Gino Visconti says, and just like that, I'm a Chevy Chase fan.
Glam Radio.
Bill Murray apparently was just as problematic. He picked up a young version of Seth Green when he was being an extra on SNL, and he said, that's my seat. And a young child looked up at him, and he picked him up and threw him into a garbage can so he could sit in his seat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'll say that. Now, I wonder, somebody with this level of entitlement either grew up with money and entitlement or grew up with absolutely nothing. So which one is it with Chevy Chase? Do we know, or can we only ponder?
I don't know his background. Joe and Andy, do you know?
He's been famous an awful long time. You know what I mean? Like when he started on SNL, he had to be in his early 20s.
Right, but he had the rumors were starting to circulate while he was on SNL. So that's why I wonder, like, was he catered to his whole life, or was this new and now he thinks he's got to like defend it with all his might, you know? Real questions for the everyday human.
Do you think he said it?
So according to Wikipedia, his father was a Princeton-educated Manhattan book and magazine editor.
Okay, so he's always been a racist.
He's just a piece of shit. Yeah. Fuck
That's the
him
answer.
for doing that. Honestly, and I'll say this too, Donald Glover, fucking genius. Hasn't even hit the top of his career yet, and he's so like, we do not deserve the art that this guy produces. Like his raps, dude, are the bars that this man writes are. We give Kanye the credit. Absolutely not. Like this guy is the ticket. Should have been Superman. I mean, Spider-Man, by the way. Did you know that he was up for being Spider-Man at one point?
Sure, I did not. Cardiff Electric is giving us a cease and desist. Is this about Chevy Chase? Are we ceasing and desisting about Chevy Chase? Now, do you think Chevy would be a fan of Kanye? Is Chevy Jewish?
With a name like Chase? I don't know.
Well, it's probably Chevy Chasenstein.
Chevy Chasenberg, yeah, 100%.
Chevy Chasewitz.
You know what he looks like there? He looks like George Santos a little bit.
That looks Photoshop.
That's called a callback, everybody.
That is a
You're
callback.
trying to get into comedy.
That's great. You're just pulling it all together. Do you think he called him the N-word like Cousin Eddie, or do you think he like Childish Gambino?
Full-blown hate.
You do? You don't think it was like, hey, This Is America is a good song in general, cease and desist. We'll take that under advisement.
Yeah, no, I think he went all I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't. Now, if I don't know Donald Glover, I don't, but I think that motherfucker is smart enough to get under this old asshole's skin in like knowing what he's fucking doing, just being like, this guy's a dick. Let's go. And honestly, I'm here for the tomfoolery.
That's fair. Hey, Joe, if you want to send Cardiff a link, go for it. That's very funny. Did you, speaking of stories that Gino Bisconti would like, along the same lines, Dilbert was dropped by newspapers. The old Dilbert, the old cartoon about office work, was dropped from newspapers because the owner
guy just straight up was like, I believe in this. Unbelievable. People are really out here showing their true colors.
Sure. This guy's definitely a fan of Chevy Chase. There's no question here.
This guy's got every limited edition of blah, blah, blah vacation at his home signed.
He went on a racist rant telling people, he literally said white people should stay away from black people. And do you think, now here's my question is, do you think he did it in his personal life, or do you think he drew it into a Dilbert cartoon while they were all just drinking water around a water cooler?
So I did a little bit of going back, and he has a history of dropping problematic shit. Like he made some shit about something about reparations, like like before its time. And I was reading this shit that this guy was putting out there, and I was like, absolutely not. This dude I think this is another motherfucker who thought like he was unstoppable and was like, I could just let these thoughts out. Well, you shouldn't even have him in the first place. Fucking Dilbert ass looking dude. Like,
Yeah, I could see Family Circus doing that, but not Dilbert. This is his final cartoon should be him with like a coffee mug, just looking at a black coworker going, I don't think you should be here.
That's it. And that's it. That end of story. But set up punch. Like, no.
That's fucking amazing.
Unbelievable, bro.
So he's been canceled by that. Also,
here's the thing. I tiptoe around the cancel culture shit because sometimes it's extreme and you're like rolling your eyes like, give me a fucking break. And sometimes like this, and with Chevy Chase, I'm over here like, thank God. Thank God. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can see your opinion. See, I'm on the fence about Chevy Chase because I don't know the intent that well, not the intent. I don't know what the conversation was. I would like to hear what the conversation was. I don't think it's okay he said that, but I would like to hear what that was. Dilbert just being like, separate and stay in your corners is one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro.
There's a guy named Dolphin Dave that was just arrested. This reminds me of a guy that's just sticking to his convictions. This guy was swimming with endangered whales and sea life. I think it was in Hawaii, and officials were just watching him.
Yeah,
because you're not supposed to be harassing them. you're supposed to keep a distance because you're like a classified it's like a classified animal. Right. And police stopped him and they arrested him because they were watching it. And his response was, I'm not going to stop because they're so majestic. This is the sea life version of being a Mahomes brother kissing someone on the way out. They're going, stop doing it. And he goes, yeah, but she's so majestic. I'm not going to stop doing it. If I get into a bar fight, I'm going to sexually assault the owner.
This is literally, again, who is letting these people out of Myrtle Beach? Who? Why? No. Absolutely not. The level of entitlement in this country is beyond me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you something? I went to see Dear Evan Hansen last night because I'm gay, and and it's the 6th show that I've seen this year alone. Brag, but it's also the 6th show that a phone has gone off in the audience. And I posted about this today. You would have a fucking stroke if you saw these people defending their phones going off. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but you're not swimming with endangered phones.
You're not swimming. But here's the thing. I don't know what there is to believe anymore because some of these arguments are just so compelling that I'm like, am I wrong? And then I have to remind myself, you're fucking not. But people are like, I have a sick mother or blah, blah, blah at home. Then honestly, I just got to don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Oh, totally.
Don't go. Don't go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
I have a sick mother in hospice, but Hamilton tickets are really hard to come by.
Exactly. And every bit of technology can be put on vibrate 100%. Your phone, your iPad, put your fucking Nicorette patch on vibrate for all I care, Pamela. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Did you are you going to watch the
I did.
Are you going to watch the Oscars?
No, I'm not. But I don't with award shows.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't like the fucking the circle jerk of it all.
It's the wildest. And the thing is the natural audience truly believes that this shit's real. They're bought. It's all bought.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do for me? I do for you. We do for each other. And it's just another way to make money for ratings and blah, blah, blah. Hollywood just jerking each other off.
Did you see the Chris Rock special that he just put out last week?
Yeah. What do you think?
I thought it was good. I thought he tried to early on in the special. I thought he tried to be 1990s Chris Rock of like hitting a big punchline and a big point. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying I understand that type of stuff. I felt like he hit his stride towards the end. He looked aware that it was live, but how could you not be? It was Netflix's first live thing.
It was live. Like that's what live comedy is and can be. So
right. I love that he did fuck up one joke and he was like, I fucked the joke up. And then he went back and told it the right way. I like that. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Totally. And then to talk about Will Smith. So Will Smith is apparently his feelings are hurt over how Chris Rock felt about getting the shit slapped out of him on TV. This sums it up for me.
And people still defend Will Smith for that. I'm sorry. What time are we living in, bitch?
I know.
This is not unbelievable.
What sums it up for me is the Oscars are I guess they're capitalizing on everything, and now no one's going to leave a loser. I don't know if they're trying to make up for this here, but everyone in the Oscars, if you are nominated, is now going to get, whether you win or not, a $126,000 Oscars gift bag that features swag from an Italian getaway to home renovation to Botox and plastic surgery vouchers. If this is not the pinnacle of the entertainment industry, you're either going to win an Oscar or you're going to win everything to keep you coming back for more for the Oscars next year. It's fucking hilarious. I love when rich people just keep getting shit for free.
Can I jump in and just say one quick thing about this?
Please.
It's nauseating because these are the people who never stop telling us about equity.
Oh my God.
Everything is.
Nailed it, brother. Nailed it, brother. I got to say this too. RuPaul chimed in on the whole like banning drag shows and shit like that and said one of the most powerful things, the very last, even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't agree with what she has to say, the last sentence she says, a social media post will never equal a registered vote. And it just reminded me, it's like, why the fuck do I give a fuck about what Timothy Shamaletti Boobadoo has to say about which way I should cast my vote? Like, these people, these are the people talking to us about like healthcare and unhoused humans and all that shit. It's like, give me a fucking break.
I know. It's like when Leo finally won an Academy Award and then his speech was about the fucking rainforest. I don't want that. I want a Matthew McConaughey speech of like, hey, my family suffered for years, so I can drop all this weight and have AIDS in Dallas Buyers Club to win your affection. That's what I want.
Yeah, put your dick between your legs and remind yourself how the flight to redeem that free Botox is going to affect the rainforest, you motherfucker. These people are just so I can't. I'm going to get canceled in a minute. I need to just stop before I run my mouth, bro.
Here's what I think they should do. I think that we should have Will Smith inspired moments from now on. I think after you win, you shouldn't get slapped and then win an Oscar. I think after you win your Oscar, someone should, from real life, should be able to come up and slap you in the face, and that's how your speech should end.
Okay, I do have to say one thing. Somebody in the comments wrote, "Is the gay guy the host?" First of all, I just want to say thank you for listening with sound on. Second of all, thank you again for making me win the Dombrowski Wars.
The gay one will be the host after this episode. I can tell you that from now on. And you'll have to tune in next week to find out which one that is. Listen, Joe, I love you, pal. Thanks for being on. I'm sure I'll talk to you before that, but good luck on the special. Tell people where they can get their tickets and where they can see you on the road and online.
If you're watching in the Los Angeles, Southern California area, March 18th at the Belasco Theater, 2 shows only, filming my first comedy special, and I am so stoked. I wrote a really great show. I'm very proud of it. Would love to see you there. You can get your tickets for that and any of my other tour dates at mrdtimes3.com. MRDTIMES3.com. Kev, thanks for having me, buddy. Love catching up.
This was a great one. You can catch me online at Kevin Dombrowski on all of my social media. I look like that on stage. I look like in the opposite of an hourglass figure. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. I love that I put the only one that I use on the very bottom. Also, I'm going to have my YouTube up there, as I said in the beginning of the show. Old audio clips, but the only visual that we had of the old audio show will be up on my YouTube page starting next week, so you can check out old episodes of that. Hopefully, they get more than 2 views. As it's been brought to my attention, I need to put some effort into my career. I'm in New York this week, Yonkers Comedy Club next week for St. Patrick's Day with Des Bishop. That's going to be a fun one. And as always, tune in next week for another episode of Just Joking, live on the Shuli Network, presented by Silk City Hot Sauce. No interviews, no arguments, just joking. Come on back.